And now, live from San Francisco, it's Barbara Simpson on Hot Talk 560, KSFO.
Hour number 2 right here on Hot Talk 560 KSFO. I'm Barbara Simpson, the babe in the bunker, with you Saturdays and Sundays from 4 until 7. And I told you earlier we're going to be talking politics this hour, and indeed we are, with a gentleman I met once before, and it was when I was moderating the debates in Marin County. His name is John Dennis. He was running to get the GOP nomination to be the man to run against Nancy Pelosi. And in fact, he won the primary against Anna Walsh. He will be facing Nancy Pelosi in November for the 8th Congressional District. It is and will be always in San Francisco an uphill battle for anybody who doesn't have a D after their name. John Dennis is an accomplished businessman and entrepreneur. He's a New Jersey native. Son of a longshoreman and a city hall clerk. He grew up in a public housing project. Jersey City was and is still a tough city. Went to Fordham University with a degree in business administration. He founded Human Scale, which became one of the world's top 10 design firms specializing in office ergonomics. After a varied career in global development and marketing, he created Foundation Real Estate, a San Francisco-based investment company with domestic and international holdings. He's founder of the San Francisco chapter of the Republican Liberty Caucus and currently head of the Campaign for Liberty San Francisco. He's a board member of the Republican Liberty Caucus of California, has served as an alternate on the San Francisco Republican Central Committee, is a member of the National Rifle Association. He and his campaign experience before this, obviously, includes voter contact coordination with Mike D'Annunzio for San Francisco Supervisor and Harmeet Dhillon for California Assembly. And in 2008, he served as phone bank and get out the vote director for the Ron Paul presidential campaign in San Francisco. But now you are the one. Welcome. There, your mic is on. All right, thank you for being. How does it feel after the race? I mean, because when I saw you, you guys were in the middle, and you had a great debate. I really enjoyed both of you. I met both of you in person, you and Anna Walsh.
Right.
I thought it was a great evening, but now it's all over and you're the winner.
Yeah, well, it's nice to get a win under your belt, and the truth is that I was sort of prepared for any outcome because we're not doing the kind of polling that, say, Whitman and Poizner were doing. No one really knew what was happening. We sort of felt like we were ahead. But it's exciting to have. It was an exciting night, and it was exciting to get a win under your belt.
Why do you think you won? What was it that put you over? Because it wasn't tight, but it was pretty close. It was
close enough, and I think we had some deficits going in because I'd never run for office before. My opponent, Dana, had been on the Central Committee 7 times and was the party's nominee in 2008, and I knew that she'd be able to raise quite a bit of money, and she ended up raising us 3-1.
Wow.
But we had really enthusiastic supporters and volunteers, and the truth is that we covered the city. We built out a precinct operation and went door to door and just won a lot of votes that way.
When you do that, what kind of reaction do you get from people? I'm always interested in the door to door because I don't, where I live, I don't get too much of that. Mm-hmm. I get a lot of mail, and once in a while a candidate will come breezing by. But I think that, in the city it's different because you got lots of houses close together, and so it's easier to go door to door.
Right. Well, especially with Republicans, I knocked on a lot of doors myself, and I can't tell you how many Republicans said to me, I've been a Republican in this house for 15 or 20 years, and no one's ever knocked on my door. So I think it was good because it helped bring people together, make the party feel like that we're kind of a cohesive group here in the city, and I think that was good.
How would you describe a San Francisco Republican?
Tend to be more moderate on social issues, fiscally conservative, little more. Open-minded, I'd say, about issues, and I think that's another thing because my positions are not doctrinaire Republican,
right?
As you know, and yet they saw through that and managed to vote me in.
When you're going to be running against Pelosi, she's the incumbent. She is got a lot of support in this city. There's no question about it, and she's the machine. She's also not very well liked right now because of what's happened in Washington, and Barbara Boxer faces the same kind of situation. What are the 1 or 2 issues that you think will be the core issues between the two of you in this?
The truth is, I'm not exactly sure. We'll find that out probably a little bit later this summer, but my guess is that it's going to be what it is everywhere else, which is jobs, the economy, the debt. I think those three things weigh heavily on everyone's mind. I think hypocrisy, too, for Nancy Pelosi. Even if you're a supporter, you have to be disappointed on the issues that she's taken and turned her back on.
Like what?
Oh, gosh. Well, I mean, I know the gay community isn't happy with her position on ENDA, ENDA, Equal Employment Non-Discrimination Act. No matter what your position is on the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, Nancy Pelosi hated those wars under George Bush. And, there was an article that's been doubled up. It originally came out in The Nation about 2 months ago, where they talked about Dana Rohrabacher and Tom McClintock said that the majority of the Republican Congressional Caucus would like to end Iraq and Afghanistan. So here you have a situation where Nancy Pelosi hated the wars under George Bush. You'll have no resistance from the right, no resistance from the left, and yet the wars continue. I think her base has got to wonder what's going on there, why that's happening. So, and my position is that we should be out of Iraq and Afghanistan, so I'll be happy enough to remind people of that.
How would you handle that? Are you saying just get out? Or do we have to win to get out? Because it's interesting. I don't know where the Wire story is, but I was just talking about this Wire story that I just got off a Drudge about U.S. and Israel warships are going through the Suez, and it may be a prelude to a face-off with Iran. So, I mean, you have this whole military thing is building up because of what's happening with Iran. And, of course, Israel is just the target of everybody these days, it seems, including the United States, which is something I'm not sure I understand.
Well, in terms of Iraq, we're supposed to be out by the end of next year anyway, and our guys are out off the streets and they're back on their bases, and while they're there, I mean, if a civil war breaks out, are we going to be tempted to get back in the middle of that thing?
Probably.
And I'd hate to see it happen. Yeah. So I just as soon have them. I think they're ready to move out now. In Afghanistan, General McChrystal has been working towards a reconciliation for the summer of next year, and that's Obama's position as well. They want to sit down at the table. They acknowledge they're going to sit down at the table with the Taliban. That's not even a pretend secret. It's what they know is going to happen. I'd like to see that reconciliation process start now. Let's get it going, and let's see what we can resolve in 60 days, and stop the fighting, and let's see if we can move forward from here.
What can Congress do to help move that kind of thing along? Because as I look at it as a total political outsider, we have an administration that is involved on so many levels in so many things and not doing a terrific job on any one of them. I mean, they're doing a job, but they're not terrific on everything. Now, of course, the focus is on the oil spill.
Right.
And they're not doing anything to speak of on that except criticizing BP, maybe deservedly so. But at this point, this isn't the time to do that. After they get the thing sealed is the time to start tearing BP apart, but not now.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, the other thing, too, is we have this incredibly strong executive branch now. And we feel like, I think, that the president is Superman. He can swim to the bottom of the ocean and fix an oil spill. You know who's going to actually create the incentive to fix the oil spill? All the lawyers along the Gulf Coast who are buying second homes and memberships at the golf country clubs.